I'm sure you've all seen this before, but let's watch and then I'll explain why they're not getting through to their parents.
He was found guilty of 34 felonies in a court. He did not serve a
In New
day in
York.
jail because he
In
became
New York.
president.
Right.
In New York,
Okay, what court does it have to be in so that you'll accept it?
somewhere where they don't have a bunch of Democratic appointed judges.
I'm someone who's changed my views over the years, so much so that I worked for members of Congress on both sides of the aisle, 2 Republicans and 1 Democrat. I love what these guys are doing, but they're having the same problem that I see whenever both sides talk to each other. I see people on the left in their comment sections frustrated, saying that there's no longer a need for this conversation. I get the sentiment, especially where we are right now, but these conversations absolutely still need to happen. The conversation usually starts with the host presenting some set of facts and then asking his parents' opinion on it. And then the hosts get frustrated because their parents won't absorb those facts and change their opinions accordingly. A very common problem with MAGA, as we know. The problem, though, comes in the follow-up. It's usually some version of, why won't you accept these facts about Trump? Why are you defending him? Instead, I'd like to see them ask something like this. What is Trump protecting that you're afraid of losing? It's probably going to take a little bit of pushing past the, oh, we're not afraid of anything. Trump is strong. He's protecting America, blah, blah, blah. At this point, it's really important to come off as respectful, even if it's not warranted. Because otherwise, the door closes. You're dealing with people that are, You need to get to what their fears are, because that's what their defense of Trump is based on. It's all about them, always is with Trump supporters. But the path to getting to their fear is talking about all of the things that are changing. You might even start with something that kind of scares you both, like maybe AI. But you'll eventually get to what their fears are, and it's probably going to be based on something like immigration, religion, or sexuality. Because it's always going to come down to culture or religion, or some combination of the two. And unfortunately, but justifiably, this is the place where most progressives end the conversation because they get so angry. If you can, stay respectful and make the conversation about these root issues, not surface level talking points. For instance, if the fear is based on the LGBT community and what the Bible says, you might say something like, have you heard of other interpretations of the Bible or of the specific verses that mention those things? If you have and you don't agree, why not? Keep asking questions and respectfully and subtly inserting facts and your good arguments. If their fear is based on racism and they're afraid of immigrants, you might ask them what they're afraid of losing. Unfortunately, younger generations have been brainwashed by MAGA, even if they're not MAGA, to think that these political conversations are some kind of sport. I see it on the left all the time with people like those Parker and Dylan guys or whatever the hell their names are. Now, at the end of a conversation like I'm talking about, you probably still won't have swayed them at the end. But you will have broken down some of their defenses, and you'll have pushed them into thinking about these things more deeply. And honestly, that still probably won't work, but it will with some. Like John Lewis always used to say, it's worth it to go into a room of people even if you could just sway one. I'd love to see these guys try some of these techniques with their parents.